we have as the last session, we have another session by Envirotainer, and Mr. Linus Wallens is going to talk about visibility and collaboration, how shipment data can provide ease of mind.
Hello everyone, my name is Linus Wallens and I'm Head of Digital Services here at Envirotainer. Today I thought we would talk a little bit about visibility and collaboration and how the shipment data that we collect and can provide can ensure for some peace of mind. So let's dig right into it. I'm going to focus on three main topics today. First off, I'm going to talk a little bit around what means we have of collecting shipment data today. And then move on to how we actually visualize this for you as customers. And the third step is actually how, in the long run, this can be used then to increase collaboration and sharing in the industry. So let's go into how the collection is done. We have a supply chain with a lot of handovers, and even in a normal year, it's a quite complex operation, as you well know. Looking back at the COVID pandemic, it's been even more complex. We have seen new operations opening up, new collaborations opening up, and the need to work quite agile. So this has been a very extreme period of time. But this calls and have been calling for even more shipment data and visibility, since we need that level of trust to make sure that everything works according to plan. And of course, we are still living with the regulatory compliance that needs to be upheld, even though the times are a little bit more extreme than we're normally used to. And the overall digitization of the supply chain, this is something that needs to happen to ensure this operation runs smoothly in the long run as well. So these are all, market challenges that we are all living with, and it's putting a stress on everyone in the operations on moving pharma from A to B and maintaining the temperature, and making sure that we have a successful shipment. But today will focus on how we at Envirotainer can help to really support this transparency collaboration that can really help and make sure that that supply chain is successfully operated. So first of all, we offer a fleet of very sophisticated containers that at least record data. And now also with the new Rely platform that we offer to the market, we also move into the real-time connectivity capability as well. So this provides us with a good visibility into how the product is doing. We also have a very good set of online services to help you access the data and get the insights that we record with the fleet. And thirdly, we are supporting and promoting a collaborative environment with a very inclusive data sharing policies that I will present to you as well. So looking at the fleet a little bit more closely. So the latest Rely family of containers that we have, I mentioned the real-time capability, which is of course a very, very welcome capability for us. And we're happy that we can support you as customers with this. The Rely container offers, of course, the position as well, so you always know where the product is, using satellites, but we're also adding Wi-Fi capabilities and cell tower positioning as well. So we have a very good meaning of finding out where the container is and the product is. Of course, communicating with the seller connectivity to ensure that you get the data delivered. And we actually also have Wi-Fi connectivity in this container to be able to communicate through hotspots as well. And real time in this sense is that we will have the data actually coming in every 5 minutes. And of course, it's capable for the flight mode functionality to make sure that it shuts off transmission during flight. But more importantly, we do collect a lot of diagnostics around how the cargo is feeling, of course. So location aside, which is a very important sensor to have, of course, we have the inside temperatures monitored with no less than 8 sensors. So we have a very good mapping on how the cargo is doing inside a container, as well as, of course, measuring the battery levels, ambient temperatures, humidity, and if the door is opened. And also I want to point out specifically the cargo load sensor, which is completely new to the industry, and we actually can tell whether or not the cargo is inside the container or not, which is, of course, important to know in terms of customs inspections and other events where the cargo might be off and unloaded into containers. And this is a fully integrated solution into the container, which means that it's tailor-made to our container. All the sensors are part of the container, and we have then the possibility of measuring a lot of diagnostics that you would not be able to with a standalone tracker. Moving on to our fleet of e-tech container, which is our most widely used container, of course. It's been with us for years and serving you very well out there in the industry. These containers also record data and is provided to you as customers after the container has been returned to us. We record the data for every shipment, and we provide data after every e-tech lease. It records the inside temperature as well as the ambient. It keeps records of the battery charging level of the containers and also when the door is opened. So these reports are generated after every shipment. We are also very excited to offer the new CryoSure line of products to the industry, which was launched last week. This product is also available with live monitoring that will provide you with the location of the shipment, as well as the inside temperature of the doer, and ambient temperatures, humidity, and other vital sensor diagnostics that could be relevant to measure to make sure that the shipment goes according to plan. So this is a very welcome addition to our portfolio of solutions that we can offer you guys. But how do we visualize this, and how can you make use of it? Well, we have our Envirotainer portal, which is the one place to go when dealing with Envirotainer and keeping track of your orders, financial information, invoicing, things of that nature. This is where you go to access the live monitoring service, first off. This is where we have our real-time connected solutions. This is where the data is provided to you, and you can easily track and trace your shipments. This is also the place to go to find your shipment reports, which are generated off of our e-tech leases, as well as our Rely container leases as well. So this is it's a very good online service, and I would like to point out that this is much more than just an ordering portal, and even though you're not placing orders for containers or other solutions that we offer, it's still relevant for you to get a login and get access to the shipment reports and access to live monitoring. And I'll go into a little bit more detail around that, why that would be important to you. So, going into a little bit more depth into what live monitoring can offer you. It's a track and trace service that will provide you with insight as it happens. You will be able to monitor all the data coming in, and therefore you will be able to make decisions right away with no delay. It's included service with the Rely leases, and it's an available option for the CryoSure leasing as well. And with the new Rely container platform, we can offer an extensive range of sensors that I mentioned to you. So you can see a snippet on the top left-hand side there that you can really easily see and follow the temperatures and where the product has been present in the container and those sensors that I just mentioned. And same with the CryoSure, you will be able to spot the location of the doer itself, and of course making sure that the temperature stays within the range that you want the products to maintain. Easily accessible in the portal, self-service. Of course, you can also set alarm thresholds to be notified of any deviations that might occur. You can see here on the top left-hand side, this is actually sensor recording and positions from Incheon Airport. And this is a Rely container that has been transported around the airport premises. You can see on the right-hand picture where we indicate a deviation, and you notify that quite easily by the red color of the pin. You can, of course, receive these notifications either in the portal itself or choose to receive them in email, depending on your preference. The shipment reports, an automatic and included service in the E-Tech leases and the Rely leases. It gives you a good sensor chart reading at the end of the shipment. So this is an after-the-fact document of the sensor readings. It's just easily accessible and completely automated. It will become available in the portal soon after the container has been returned to an Envirotainer station. This document is also possible to share with other stakeholders, either via email and also in the PDF or raw data format, depending on what type of analysis you want to do. So, moving on to collaboration and sharing. So now we've seen what means we have to actually collect data in the industry, out in the field. You've also now seen how we make it visible and usable for you in the portal with live monitoring and the shipment reports. But how can we use this in our everyday interactions and collaborations with our partners, making sure that the shipment is successful in the end? Normally, when performing a shipment of a temperature-controlled pharma, we have, at least when using the containers, we have an airline involved. But also we have a forwarder, of course, tying the trip together from A to B. And we have the pharma company, which is the stakeholder, of course, wanting to make sure that the pharma is maintained at the set preferred temperature all the way from A to B. In the past, it's been normal for the airline to take the lease, which has meant that the information and insight has gone to the airline. And we have offered opportunity for the airline to share information such as the shipment report and access to live monitoring to the forwarder and pharma company upon request. But now we've seen such a huge demand, and we've seen a shift now also to forwarders taking more leases of containers. So we've just seen an overall need of opening up this collaboration and sharing more widely. So from this summer going forward, it's actually per default that the parties involved in a shipment of an Envirotainer solution will automatically get the shipment report and access to live monitoring. So that means that per default, everyone will get the same information at the same time. And we believe that this makes sense from a collaboration perspective, and it's been very well received in the industry. But that is also something that then needs to be made aware to the pharma companies and the forwarders that historically it might not have been that present in the customer portal. So that's why I really want to stress that it's equally important for a forwarder and users from a pharma company to set up an account in the portal, and so they can easily go in there and access the data just self-service. Because it makes sense and it's very, very convenient, and it just speeds up the processes of when the data is needed for commercial clearance of products or other investigations or process improvements that this data can be used for. And again, it's been very well received, and just It's very easy for us just to set up the user accounts, and everything runs quite smoothly when it comes to using the customer portal. And of course, there are numerous other resources in the portal, such as Academy, our learning platform, and other tools that you can use to efficiently use our solutions for shipments. And speaking of ease of use, the portal is the one-stop shop. It's our platform where we offer our full extent of online services. But of course, we also have an understanding that working with your own systems in your own processes can have a lot of advantage when it comes to efficiency. So we have several services that we offer with API capabilities, so you can actually integrate some functionalities into your own processes and systems. So we can offer APIs for order management, which means that you can place orders and change and update orders directly in your own systems, working towards our system to make that happen. And also the real-time data that the Rely platform offers, that is also something that we can provide with APIs. So you actually can integrate that live feed of data into your own track and trace systems. We also offer invoicing on an electronic API as well, which makes invoice handling a little bit more efficient. So again, thank you for taking the time to listening in. We've seen how we can collect the data and what capabilities we have with our solutions, how we can make it available to you, and how we try to promote the collaboration. So I really want to point out, please reach out directly to your sales representative or directly to support@enbarotainer.com to have your user account set up, or if you need to figure out more to get access to this data. So thank you very much.